again. Every night. Hola, ¿cómo estás, Eva? Every night we do this 13 commandments. We'll go ahead and we'll go ahead and always start with the 30 commandments and then we'll do the explanation. Is that cool? Is that cool? All right, I'm gonna jump right into it so we don't waste that much time. Quick question. Spooky Potato Bish, can you do a small sesh? Yeah, when? Like tomorrow? I really want to do this real quick. All right. And again, there's somebody saying that I'm a fake, that they're the original content holder, and there's someone called Houston, um, Posh, some shit or another, Karina Posh or some shit. Again, I'm trust the trust the account that goes live, please. Trust the account that goes live. All right. All right. So we're gonna start this real quick. So we're gonna do the 13 commandments, the eighth one explained. All right. I'm doing good, Vicky. Thank you. All right. So here we go. You guys ready? And I've been doing a lot of work and writing this stuff, so don't think I'm fucking off. So as soon as we're done with the 13 commandments, I'll go back to the regular routine. So here we go. All right. So I'm gonna just go through them really quick. The 13 commandments. All right. Seek number 13. Seek justice with fairness and compassion. La Santisima Muerte values impartiality and justice. When seeking justice, ensure your actions are fair, balanced, and filled with compassion, avoiding prejudice or bias, and always considering the greater good. Number 12, live in harmony with the natural and spiritual worlds. All right, that's number 12. Respect and care for the earth and all living beings, as well as the spiritual forces that guide and protect you, recognizing the interconnectedness of life under the care of La Santísima Muerte. 11. Honor the dead and ancestors. Show respect and remembrance for the dead, including the ancestors, acknowledging the eternal bond between the living and departed and the spiritual world. 10. Offer prayers and rituals with sincerity. When you pray or perform rituals in the name of La Santísima Muerte, do so with a pure heart and sincere intentions, knowing that she values your devotion and authenticity. 9. Protect the weak, vulnerable, and the children. Defend and support those who are weak, oppressed, marginalized, and especially children, as La Santísima Muerte watches over and safeguards those in need. Number 8. Embrace the cycles of life and death. Understand and accept the natural cycles of life and death, knowing that La Santísima Muerte governs these transitions with grace and wisdom. So this is the one that we're going to be going over, all right? Thank you so much, Dave Blue, Billis. Good evening. How's it going, Christine? Um, we can discuss atheism another day. Like right now, I'm doing something really fast. All right, so we're gonna do the 13 commandments, and this is the one that we're gonna discuss in detail today. Embrace the cycles of life and death. All right. Number 7. Seek abundance and success with honesty. It is natural to seek financial support in times of need. When praying to La Santa Muerte for abundance and success, do so with honest intentions, remembering that not to covet others' worldly riches and avoid exploiting her name for greed or harmful purposes. Number 6. Use power and spiritual knowledge with integrity. Refrain from actions that would harm your spirituality or religion. Use any spiritual or earthly power granted to you responsibly, always with truth and integrity, never for selfish gain or to exploit others. 5. Harm none without just cause. Do not harm anyone unless it is truly deserved, following the guidance of La Santísima Muerte, who is non judgmental but just. 1 second. You gonna play, Papa? What are you gonna do? You gonna lay down? Okay, put the pillow right there. Shake it. Lay down right. Lay down. All right. Sorry, y'all. Number 4, respect and protect devoted children of la Santa Muerte and God. Honor and support all members of the Church of la Santisima Muerte and those who follow God Almighty, recognizing them as part of your spiritual family. Number 3, honor your earthly mother and father. Show love, respect, and gratitude to your parents, recognizing them as reflections of the divine and the vessel through which you entered this world. Number 2, venerate and celebrate La Santísima Muerte. Show deep respect and devotion to La Santísima Muerte, adoring her on her feast days and every day, and acknowledging her as your sacred protector and guide through life and death. Number 1, honor God Almighty as the supreme power above all. Recognize and revere God Almighty as the creator of all things, including La Santísima Muerte, who serves under his divine will. Always remember that he sits above all his creations. So, quick little brief. Thank you so much for that, Rain Lops. So, quick little explanation about this is, I'm trying to write a biblical book about La Santa Muerte, and I got to thinking that there was no commandments really set in stone for her. I went and scoured the internet and my books for the Ten Commandments. So I took them and I sort of smashed them together and pulled what I like, got rid of whatever I didn't like, and put in some new ones that weren't in any of the other commandments. And all of them were Ten Commandments, but I figured that Ten Commandments already are owned by God, so we did 13 because 13 is Santa Muerte's number. Um, And since God has supreme power, 10, he has it sewed up. And, I'm going to mention this. None of the other commandments mentioned honor your parents or honor God. And, here I think that's very important to honor your parents and honor God. Dr. Derelict, that is a topic that we should discuss one day. I think we've lost our way, and therefore, through the divine will, I think our lifespans have no. I'm in the middle of something. I'm sorry. So okay. So right now we're gonna go into the explanation of the eighth commandment of the 13 commandments of la Santa Muerte. So again, we're gonna go on the eighth. We've already explained the 13th, 12th, 11th, 10th, and ninth. So we're on to number 8. Okay. All right. So let's do this. I'll try to get through this as soon as possible. I know it's late, so I apologize because I know some of you are waiting for me. So I apologize, and here we go. Embrace the cycles of life and death. That's the eighth commandment. In the sacred teachings of la Santísima Muerte, the commandment to embrace the cycles of life and death stand as a profound reminder of the natural order of existence. This commandment encourages devoted children to accept and honor the rhythms of birth, growth, decay, and renewal that define all life. It acknowledges that death is not an end but a part of the eternal cycle, a transition that leads to new beginnings by understanding and embracing these cycles. We align ourselves with the wisdom of La Santa Muerte and deepen our connection to the spiritual world. The meaning of life and death in the teachings of La Santa Muerte. La Santa Muerte, often depicted as a skeletal figure draped in robes, embodies both life and death. She is a guardian of the departed, a protector of the living, and a symbol of inevitability of death. Inability of death. All right, cool. Her presence serves as a reminder that life and death are not opposites, but are intertwined aspects of the same reality. To embrace the cycles of life and death is to recognize the sacredness of this interconnectedness, and to live in harmony with the natural flow of existence. Life as a sacred gift. In the teachings of La Santa Muerte, life is viewed as a sacred gift, a manifestation of divine grace. Each moment of life is an opportunity for growth, learning, and the expression of love. Life is to be cherished, celebrated, and lived with purpose. It is through life that we experience the beauty of creation, the joy of relationships, and the fulfillment of our spiritual journey. Death as a sacred transition. Death is not seen as something to be feared, but as a sacred transition, a return to the source of all being. In the embrace of La Santisima Muerte, death is a passage that leads to renewal, transformation, and the continuation of the soul's journey. It is a moment of liberation, a release from the limitations of the physical body, and a return to the divine. Death is a part of the natural order, a necessary counterpart to life that ensures the continuation of existence. The cycles of life and death. The cycles of life and death are evident in the natural world. We see them in the changing seasons, the growth and decay of plants, the birth and death of animals, and the rising and setting of the sun. These cycles reflect the eternal dance of creation and dissolution, a dance that is guided by the hands of La Santa Muerte. By observing these cycles, we gain insight in the deeper mysteries of existence and the wisdom that underlies the universe. The importance of embracing the cycles of life and death. Embracing the cycles of life and death is essential for spiritual growth and understanding. It allows us to live with greater awareness, acceptance, and peace by recognizing the inevitability of death and the cycles. We free ourselves from the fear of death and the anxiety of change. We learn to appreciate the present moment, to honor the past, and to trust in the future. Life is impermanent, and everything that exists is subject to change. Embracing this impermanence helps us to let go of attachments and find peace in the face of uncertainties. It teaches us to live with a sense of humility and gratitude, knowing that every moment is a gift. So I know a lot of us we live in fear of the unknown. We can't stop the inevitable. We should learn to accept our destinies, and we should learn to accept these cycles as they are ordained by our God. Um, Living in fear does nothing but give you anxiety. Thanks so much, Jackalop75. Thank you. All right. Finding meaning in suffering. Suffering is a natural part of the human experience, often arising from loss, illness, or the fear of death. By embracing the cycle of life and death, we find meaning in our suffering. We see it as a part of the journey, a catalyst for growth, and a reminder of the transition and transient nature of all things. Through suffering, we gain compassion, resilience, and a deeper connection to the divine. Celebrating life's transition. Life is marked by significant transition: birth, coming of age, marriage, aging, and ultimately death. Each transition is an opportunity for transformation and renewal. By embracing these transitions, we honor the flow of life and recognize the sacredness of each stage. We celebrate the joy of new beginnings and the wisdom that comes with endings, strengthening our connection to the divine. Embracing the cycle of life and death brings us closer to La Santisima Muerte and to the divine source of all existence. It deepens our understanding of the spiritual truth that underlie the material world. It opens our hearts to a presence of the divine in every moment, in every being, and in every experience. Rituals and practices for embracing the cycles of life and death. All right, so here we go. Devoted children of Santa Muerte can embrace the cycles of life and death through various rituals and practices that honor these sacred rhythms. These practices provide a way to connect with the divine, to express gratitude, and to seek guidance and protection from la Santisima Muerte. After creation and offerings, creating an altar this dedication to la Santisima Muerte is a powerful way to honor the cycles of life and death. The altar can include symbols of both life and death, such as flowers, candles, skulls, and images of la Santisima Muerte. Offering of food, offerings of food, water, and incense can be made to show respect and gratitude. The altar serves as a focal point for prayer, meditation, and reflection, a sacred space where the presence of la Santisima Muerte is felt. So again, I know we talked about this yesterday, briefly. We don't need an altar to connect with her. Okay, so Ashley, if you're still here, you don't need an altar to connect to her. Honor thy mother and parents, okay? Thank you so much, Damon Eckhart. Thank you so very much for that. I am not a Wiccan. Thank you, though. Regular prayer and meditation help to cultivate a deep sense of connection with the cycles of life and death. Devoted children of Santa Muerte can pray for strength to accept life's challenges, for wisdom to understand the nature of existence, and for the peace in the face of loss. Meditation on an impermanence of life, the, the fate of death, and the continually of the soul fosters a sense of calm and acceptance. All right, Papa. Good night. Come here real quick. Let me give you a kiss. I'm going to say good night to my son real quick. Sorry, y'all. Real quick. Love you. I'll charge your phone right now, okay? All right, love you. Good night. Good night. Love you.
Good night.
My son says good night, y'all. Say good night, YouTube and TikTok. All right, so my son gets to say good night. So good night. All right, sorry about that. All right, here we go. Observing the natural world, spending time in nature, and observing its cycles is a way to connect with the rhythms of life and death. Witnessing the changing seasons, the growth of plants, and the behavior of animals provide insight into the natural order of existence. It reminds us that we are part of the earth and that our lives are interwoven with the lives of all living beings. Celebrating Dia de los Muertos, the celebration of the Day of the Dead, is a profound way to honor the cycles of life and death. This traditional Mexican holiday is a time to remember and celebrate the lives of the deceased loved ones. Altars can be created, decorated with marigolds, candles, and photographs. Offerings of food, beverages, and personal items are made to honor the departed. It is a time of joy and reflection, a celebration of the continuity of life and the enduring bond between the living and the dead. The role of la Santisima Muerte in guiding the cycles of life and death. Good night, Christine. Thank you. Thank you, Yul Adamas. Sorry for being on so late. I apologize. La Santisima Muerte, as a guardian of cycles of life and death, offer her guidance, protection, and the wisdom to her devoted children. Her role is to oversee these transitions, to provide comfort in times of loss, and to remind us of the sacredness of existence. La Santisima Muerte is a protector of souls as they transition from the physical world to the spiritual realm. She guides the departed on their journey, ensuring a safe passage and offering solace to those who remain. Her presence brings comfort, reminding us that death is not an end, but a continuation of the soul's journey. La Santisima Muerte watches over all living things, providing protection from the harm and guiding us through life's challenges. She helps us to navigate the trials and tribulations of existence, offering her support and strength. Her protection extends to all aspects of life, including health, relationships, and spiritual well-being. La Santa Muerte imparts wisdom about the nature of life and death, She teaches us to embrace the impermanence of existence, to live with integrity and purpose, and to honor the sacredness of all life. Her teachings encourage us to face death with courage and to live each day with a sense of gratitude and reverence. Throughout history and across cultures, there are countless stories that illustrate the importance of embracing the cycles of life and death. These stories provide valuable lessons and inspiration for our own spiritual journey. The story of the phoenix in many cultures, the myth of the phoenix, a bird that rises from its own ashes after death, symbolizing the cycle of death and rebirth. The phoenix's transformation is a powerful metaphor for the renewal that follows the end of one phase of life. It teaches us that death is not a finality, but a precursor to new beginnings. This story echoes the teachings of the Santisima Muerte, who guides us through the transition of life and death, reminding us of the potential for growth and transformation. The natural world provides a vivid example of the cycles of life and death through the changing seasons. Springs bring new life, summer nurtures growth, and autumn signals harvest and preparation for rest. And winter represents dormancy and death. Each season is necessary for the continuation of life. Just as Earth goes through these cycles, so do we. The changing seasons remind us that life is a series of transitions and that each phase has its own beauty and purpose. Many devoted children of Santa Muerte have personal stories of loss and renewal that reflect the importance of embracing the cycles of life and death. One such story might involve a person who, who after experiencing the loss of a loved one, found comfort in the teachings of the Santa Muerte. By embracing the ideas that death is a natural part of life and that the soul continues on its journey, they were able to find peace and solace. This acceptance allowed them to move forward with their life, cherishing the memories of their loved ones while also welcoming new experiences and relationships. So here's the thing is, as we grow older, we seem to get a more realistic idea of why we're on this journey. When I was a young kid or a young man, I had anxieties, and at night, my mind got the best of me, and I would have so much trouble sleeping because I had the fear of not waking up. I found Santa Muerte at an early age, but I fully didn't embrace her until like I was in my early or mid 20s. I found her when I was 16, and when I found her, she gave me strength, but she hadn't really taught me everything until time elapsed. As I've gotten older, I've learned to embrace the serenity of death, the peace of it, the calm. Before, the thought of death would rattle my mind, and the unexplained would scare me, and I would have trouble sleeping. From a young boy, I saw things, I heard things, and I felt things which weren't of this world, and it would shake me. It would make me lose sleep, not be able to rest, and my eyes saw things that my mind couldn't comprehend. As I got older and have embraced this, I feel more calm, more acceptance, more relief of these feelings. As we get older, sometimes, if we're lucky, we get wiser. Sometimes we get more frantic, not knowing that these things are to pass. The reason I go through this, and the reason why I try to explain this, is because I know some of us don't have peace, and all we do is rattle our minds over things that we cannot stop. So embrace the unknown, Embrace the moments you have and embrace each other and the relationships that we have. Thanks so much, Rain Lops. So when we come to terms with our mortality, we must embrace it with the love and respect we should show life. I know it seems odd, and I know it seems weird, and I know it seems a little bit superficial to say we must embrace death the way we embrace life, but it's the same. It's the beginning of something beautiful. At least if you are a believer, then it is. If you are a Christian, if you are Catholic, if you are Jewish, if you are Muslim, if you are Hindu, all these relations that we have with our gods, deities, and angels, they lead us to believe that we will be saved in the afterlife. Another story could be told that's of someone who faced a life threatening illness. Through prayer and devotion to the Santisima Muerte, they found the strength to accept their situation, whether it led to recovery or not. This acceptance did not mean giving up hope, but rather finding a sense of calm in the face of uncertainty. By embracing the possibility of death, they were able to live more fully in the present, appreciating each moment with a greater intensity and gratitude. So I'm gonna share a quick story, and you can believe me or you don't have to believe me at all. I've shared a story before, and a few years ago I had a heart condition. I needed heart surgery. I had a damaged heart. I had a defective heart. I had an inverted heartbeat, and it was just not functioning well. They put me through a array of ultrasounds, vascular exams, MRIs, CTs. They did the works on me. I was really fearing for my life. And my son was about 2 years old, 2 or 3 to be exact, 2 or 3. And I asked my Santa here, my flaquita, my niña, my mother, to grant me a reprieve. I wanted to be here for my son's experiences. I wanted to see him grow. I wanted to see him achieve manhood, at least at the bare minimum. And I remember going through all these exams and things, and when I went to my final exam or the last appointment with my cardiologist, they couldn't find any of my results anywhere. I walked in, I gave him my card that had my appointment, and they couldn't find me in the system. They couldn't find me that I had an appointment that day. They couldn't find my ultrasounds, my vascular exams, anything of that nature. They couldn't find anything. The nurse asked me to step to the back to perform an EKG on me. At that point, she turned to me and said, "Why are you wasting our time?" At that point, I was like, "What?" I can tell you the whole story, but it takes way too long, and I'm already killing your time, and I apologize. They did not find anything in the system that had me sick. Neither did my doctor, neither did the clinic I was at, nothing. They couldn't find anything. The cardiologist, the clinic, my personal doctor, they couldn't find any exam. I was erased from their system. But also with my condition, my heart got better. I didn't need surgery. My heart got well. And based on those actions, like, we become scoundrels when we need help. We become scoundrels when we ask for the divine to intervene. And on that occasion, I told my Santa Muerte that if she saved my life, I would bring her to the masses. I would speak of her good nature and love. I would speak on the lighter side of her existence. And that is why I do what I do today. This is why I'm here. This is why I do this. This is why I devote so much time and effort, because I owe her my life. I owe her my life on multiple occasions. I owe her my freedom on multiple occasions. Those are other stories that I'll share. Do I look like fucking Vin Diesel? Oh my god, I hate that motherfucker. Lord. Anyways, while la Santa Muerte is often seen as a benevolent guide through the cycles of life and death, it is also important to acknowledge her darker aspect. She is a figure who operates in the realm of both light and darkness, and her justice can be swift and impartial. This duality is a reflection of the complex nature of existence, where both good and bad experiences shape our journey. La Santisima Muerte's darker side is often called upon to protect the innocent, especially children, from harm. When individuals or forces threaten the weak, vulnerable, or marginalized, La Santa Muerte can act as a fierce protector. Her justice is not vengeful, but serves to restore balance and ensure that those who cause suffering are held accountable. This aspect of her nature underscores the importance of respecting the cycles of life and death, acknowledging that actions have consequences. Bringing of justice. In some cases, La Santísima Muerte's darker side is invoked to bring justice to those who have committed grave injustices. This justice is not about revenge, but about restoring equilibrium in the cycles of life and death. Every action has a reaction, and La Santísima Muerte's role is to ensure that this cosmic balance is maintained. This aspect of her nature serves as a reminder that while forgiveness and compassion are important, there is also a place for justice and accountability. So she is very much a just cosmic being, saint, however you want to recognize her. Thank you, Mads. I appreciate that. She, as a protector of us, she recognizes us in a sense that we are simply we're simply mortals that, when called upon to do the right thing, we often do. But there's some of us that walk that darker side, let's say that malevolent side, that malice side, the evil side. That those people that do commit atrocities upon the weak, the marginalized, and the children, they're held accountable. And that in itself restores balance to the, respecting life and death. Sometimes you have to be, and I've said it before, sometimes you got to be a wolf to protect the sheep. Understanding the gray areas. Life is not always a matter of clear distinctions between right and wrong. There are gray areas where decisions are difficult and moral choices are not straightforward. La Santísima Muerte understands these complexities and offers guidance to her devoted children in navigating them. Her presence is the gray area of all life, reflects the reality that death, like life, is multifaceted. By embracing this complexity, devoted children of La Santa Muerte can find the wisdom to make choices that honor the cycles of life and death. So, touching on the previous side about her dark side, I am very much a reader of spiritual literature. Let it be the Bible, the Quran, the Hebrew scripts. Anything I can read, I read. And I'm very in tune with the eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. Because Santa Muerte is about justice. Justice reigns above all her decisions. But nothing is ever, there's some things that are not cookie cutter, never quite, right or wrong. Sometimes there's actions or things that lie in the gray area. And as a devoted child of La Santa Muerte, we must learn to navigate these areas with respect and a cool head. Like I said, we run deep with vengeance sometimes. I've said this before. Sometimes we must cool our mind, cool our heads, and do what's right, not what is right for our vengeance, right? So when we travel that gray area, we have to make sure that everything makes sense, that the punishment does fit the crime, or the punishment is just a slap on the wrist because what they did was not a major infraction. This seems all to, let's say, make believe, right? But when you pray to her, when you ask for retribution, when you ask for your heart to heal, when you ask for her to bring justice to your pain, sorrows, and misdeeds that others have done towards you, she responds swiftly. She responds forcefully sometimes. And sometimes we ask her to do too much, and sometimes she goes with us, sometimes she refrains from the extremities that we ask her to do. So again, there's the light side, there's the dark side, then there's the gray area that we also, as devoted children of Santa Muerte, must learn to walk that path. Practical steps to embrace the cycles of life and death. For devotees seeking to embrace the cycles of life and death more fully, there are practical steps that can be taken. These steps help to integrate the teachings of the Santisima Muerte into daily life, fostering a deeper understanding of the sacred rhythms of existence. Daily reflection and gratitude. Taking time each day to reflect on the impermanence of life and to express gratitude for the present moment can cultivate a sense of acceptance. Whether through journaling, meditation, or prayer, acknowledging the transient nature of existence helps to keep the cycle of life and death at the forefront of our consciousness. Honoring ancestors and the departed. Regularly honoring ancestors and deceased loved ones strengthens our connection to the cycle of life and death. This can be done through rituals, offerings, or simply speaking their names and sharing memories. By keeping the memory of the departed alive, we recognize that death does not sever the bonds of love, and that those who have passed continue to influence our lives. Rituals. Participating in communal celebrations such as Dia de los Muertos allows devoted children to collectively honor the cycles of life and death. These rituals provide a sense of solidarity and remind us that we are all part of a larger cycle. Sharing in these traditions strengthens our connection to La Santisima Muerte and to one another. Living in alignment with natural rhythms. Paying attention to the natural cycles of the earth, such as the phases of the moon, the changing seasons, and the daily rise and set of the sun, can help us live in harmony with the cycles of life and death. Aligning our activities with these natural rhythms, planting and harvesting in seasons, resting during time of dormancy, and celebrating times of growth, foster a sense of connection to the larger cycles of existence. Embracing the mystery of life and death. Finally, embracing the cycles of life and death means embracing the mystery that surrounds them. Despite our knowledge and spiritual insights, there will always be aspects of existence that remain beyond our understanding. La Santisima Muerte teaches us to find comfort in the mystery, to trust in the divine order, and to accept that not all questions have answers. I would love to know what happens next. I would love to know that what we speak spiritually or religiously is true. But that's the beauty of spirituality and religion. We must have faith and believe. Not everything will have an answer. Not everything will have resolution before we meet our Maker. And that seems to be the beauty of the balance. Thank you for all those words, Bob Smith. Very wise. Trusting in divine wisdom. Trusting in the wisdom of La Santa Muerte and God Almighty allows us to navigate the uncertainties of life and death with faith, even when we do not understand why certain events occur. we can find solace in the belief that there is a greater purpose and a divine plan. This trust is a source of strength and resilience, enabling us to face challenges with courage and grace, finding peace in the unknown. The unknown can be a source of fear, but it can also be a source of peace. By accepting that some things are beyond our control and comprehension, we free ourselves from the burdens of needing to have all the answers. Embracing the mystery of life and death allows us to live more fully, to experience the wonders of existence, and to approach each day with a sense of awe. Celebrating the journey. Life is a journey, marked by moments of joy, sorrow, and growth, and loss. By embracing the cycles of life and death, we learn to celebrate these journeys in all its forms. We honor the beauty of birth and the wisdom of aging, the vibrancy of life and the quiet stillness of death. Each stage of the journey is sacred, and each moment is an opportunity to deepen our connection to the divine. Conclusion. The commandment to embrace the cycles of life and death is a call to live with awareness, acceptance, and reverence. It is a reminder that life and death are not separate, but are all part of a continuous eternal cycle. By honoring these cycles, we align ourselves with the teachings of La Santa Muerte and to deepen our connection to the divine source of all existence. Through rituals, reflection, and a commitment to living in harmony with the natural world, we can embrace the cycles of life and death. In doing so, we find peace in the face of change, strength in the face of adversity, and wisdom in the face of uncertainties. La Santisima Muerte, as a guardian of these cycles, offers her guidance and protection, reminding us that we are never alone on our journey. As we navigate the cycles of life and death, may we do so with open hearts, trusting in the wisdom of La Santisima Muerte and the divine order of the universe. May we honor the sacredness of each moment, live with compassion and integrity, and find joy in this eternal dance of existence. So that was the deep explanation of the eighth commandment of La Santa Muerte, to embrace the cycles of life and death. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Today I rushed through it because it is late and I kept a lot of you up. I'm apologetic. Oh, why were you crying? Pollos asados. Pollo asados. I could do a misa for you. Just let me know what the misa is for. I do misas here. No, Christianity is an import to the Americas. Thank you, Rain Lobs. Tomorrow I'll be explaining the seventh commandment. If you guys missed the 13th, 12th, 11th, 10th, and 9th, it's all on YouTube. It's on my page. You can go through all of them. Some run long. Some I really go off the chart and go into some other shit. And sometimes I go off the rocker talking to people, and I apologize that they're so long. The purpose of this is that I was writing a book, a Bible-like book for La Santa Muerte, and I came to realize that we did not have a commandment that was set in stone for her teachings. So this is where this came about. Cuanto for reading? Right now I'm doing readings for donations. Whatever you guys want to pay is what I'll do it for this season. Pollos asados, mándame un mensaje. Send me your information right now. Inbox me and we'll do that mass for you. I want to publish Pollos asados. That's what I'm hoping to do. I want to publish this. I always say that, Big Tree, and again, with the Crusades and the Spanish Inquisitions, Christianity was forced upon this continent and many parts of the world. I do believe there's one God that sits above all, right? I do believe that there is one God that sits above all, but Christianity as a whole and Catholicism, I can't fully get behind because of the atrocities that came with it. So I consider myself spiritual. I believe in God. I believe in God, the Almighty Lord, that created the heavens and earth and that gave us life with a single breath. I believe in that. But I also believe that we, as native people of this land, with some imported juice from Spain, this isn't our nature. This isn't our blood. And when people come and bash it, this is part of the culture that was robbed from our people. Um, and again, a lot of people look at this and call it demonic, call it blasphemous, call it all kinds of things. But I don't ever criticize anybody on the way they practice the religion or spirituality. If you believe in your Savior, you should know that he too was judged harshly. And that is why he ended up on the cross. Because he taught differently, thought differently, and spoke differently. And the people at the time didn't recognize him as the Messiah, the Son of God, or a Savior. So they put him on the cross. So when you go and criticize others in the same way, you're not honoring the Savior. You're doing quite the opposite. You're doing what got him on that cross to begin with. That's why I never criticize anyone's beliefs. I never go into you're wrong, you're wrong, you're wrong, I'm right, I'm right, I'm right, because we all practice what makes us better people. And at the end of the day, I believe we all pray to the same God. Yes, you can, Big T. Yes, you can. So look, that was my explanation, and I apologize if I went over. I apologize if I got on late. Again, if you guys missed the explanations for the first few commandments, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, and they're on YouTube. All right, so you can follow me on YouTube. I recorded on YouTube. I stopped the video and it saves up to YouTube and it uploads, so it's there forever, I hope. So if those that have missed the first ones, you guys go to YouTube. I try to be on today. I got on late because I had to go pick up my children. This today I got up early. My son had an award ceremony, so I went and participated in his award ceremony. Was there. I'm a proud father. He got an award for being a kind person, which is a noble award to get. Gets it after his father. Psych. I don't know where he gets it from. He's a good boy. So I was there and I was making phone calls, trying to call people while I was there because he gets out of school at almost 3 o'clock. His ceremony was at 8:30. So I live far from where he goes to school, about an hour and a half away, 2 hours of traffic. So I stayed around and just was in my car all day, sweating like a hog. So I am tired and I am a little bit feeling off, but I enjoy being here. Oh, I'm sorry. What did I miss? I missed something. I take great pride in my children, and I'm not trying to be prideful, but I love my kids so much, and thank you for being here, Pollos Asados. Um, I do masses every Sunday. I stopped doing them for a while because I wasn't getting people to show up for my masses. So I'm hoping to grow this a bit more so that we can have real mass with at least 20, 30 people and praise Santa Muerte and God together. So that's my dream, and my dream is also to open a church dedicated to the um, veneration of God and La Santa Muerte. That is my goal. For those that know that, that's what I'm gonna do. I will do that. Bendiciones, William. Gracias, William. Gracias por las bendiciones. Que Santa Muerte siempre te cuide, te proteja y que Dios te dé abundancia de hoy en adelante. Gracias por eso. Um, I'm originally from LA. I am from LA, but I moved to Riverside County, but I go to LA often. I have families in Los Angeles. My mom and siblings still live in Wilmington, California. I was born in East LA. I was raised in Southern California in a small town by the ocean or by the ports called Wilmington. Thank you so much for the gift, Will I Am. I appreciate it so very much. May God always bless you and protect you, and Santa Muerte always shine her light upon you anywhere you may be. I am getting together with people. I want to grow a church in here in LA, in Texas, in Arizona, in Florida. I want a church everywhere for her that follows the same guidelines that we come up with. Boyle Heights, Asal. That's lovely, Rain Lobs. Our family did so much for us to be here. Our families, my father came here, my mother came here to bust her ass. When my parents got here, they didn't come here asking for handouts. They came here to work, and they came here to earn a living, and they came here to build a foundation for us. We didn't understand that, and we fucked it off. But now that I'm older, I see their sacrifice, and I am thankfully in time to thank them for their sacrifices. Yeah, it's your girl. I do. I got some. I'll show you. You know what? Send me a message, and I'll send you the one that's $10, and then we'll see what else we got for you. All right? I'll ship it out on Monday or Tuesday. I'm sorry, I got stuff to do on Monday, I think. But I'm shipping it on Tuesday. So again, thank you so much. What up, Kevin Ramos? What's crack-a-lacking? Okay, I got something for kids. Is it a boy or a girl? Pollo Lasados, you're right, but I feel like I have to explain myself in order to soften her image. What is the question? If you want a question answered, Jaylene, why don't you inbox me and I'll answer it. I'll answer it privately. Right now, I'm just gonna finish this up, and if anyone has any questions about what we spoke about, again, at the end of all these commandment explanations, I always ask for your feedback. I know a lot of it seems redundant, and I know it sounds redundant, but the reason I do that is because you can see the connection to all the commandments. Oh, I'm sorry. Um, we always go through that here. People either respect it or don't, but yesterday we had a little discussion about this, is that if you're underage and your parents don't want Santa Muerte in their house, and you are a minor, if you're 16, 15, 14, 17, and you live under your parents' roof, do not go against your parents' wishes. I don't condone that, and again, like, it's their house, they pay the bills. Honor them. Honor your parents. What you can do is have a relationship with Santa Muerte in silence. You could pray to her no matter what, and she'll understand. You waited. Oh, thank you. No, like, yeah, like yesterday we had someone that was 16, and Kevin Ramos, that's my altar to holy death, La Santa Muerte. I do worship death in a way. I worship Santa Muerte. Yes, I do. So yeah, yesterday we had a discussion about that. If you're underage, you shouldn't go against your parents' wishes. A young lady bought a statue, and her parents don't approve of it, and I told her that if she lived under her parents' roof, and they pretty much they raised her the way they do and they pay for everything, she should honor their wishes and not bring something into their home that they do not want. But I told her as well that she could still have a connection with her. She could still pray to her. She could still venerate her without. Yeah, I got it right now. It's your girl. That's how I feel about it, pollos asados. And yesterday there was a small debate over it. Thank you so much, Mads. I appreciate that. I really appreciate that. If you don't mind coming back every every day, I do this. Tomorrow I don't know what time I'll be on, but whatever I've said already, they're on they're on YouTube for prosperity. So hopefully, if you find that interesting, you can go see the rest of them. It is my interpretation of the commandments for la Santa Muerte, while still honoring God. Thank you. All right, so look, I'm gonna get out of here in a few minutes. Any feedback on what I said? Any feedback on tonight's explanation for the eighth commandment? Any feedback? Any positive or negative? Positive feedback, negative feedback. I welcome it all. I got tough skin. What do you guys think? Really quick, we got a few minutes before I cut off because I gotta wake up early to make breakfast for my kids. Oops, sorry about that. I almost knocked this down. Yeah, Balenciaga. I'm actually writing one right now. I find that a lot of books don't cover. They cover the sort of let's say curiosity of her, without really being very, very about her spiritual following. It's more of a morbid curiosity that these people write books about her. So that's why I decided to do one, and it should be done by November, I hope. Thank you so much for that, Rain Lops. Rain Lops, thank you for that. She says 10 out of 10. It was amazing. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Bob Smith, I want to talk to you. You seem to have a lot of knowledge. May I ask your religious or spiritual beliefs, Bob Smith? All right, so no more comments about what I read tonight. All right, cool. No feedback, no negative feedback, no positive feedback, except you're from Rain Lops. Thank you for that. I like the black one because she's no nonsense, but I like the seven color one as well because she embodies all the traits of all the colors. Thank you, pollos asados. All right, you're always late. It's a girl. You're always late. Siempre. Oh, I never get siempre llegas tarde a la fiesta tú. I love to I love to read too, and I like to write, and I like to hopefully inspire people to be more devoted to our Holy Mother. Again, I appreciate everybody here tonight. Tune in tomorrow again for the continuation of the seventh commandment. We're on a countdown. Every day I do one commandment fully explained. I got a quick question for everyone here right now. Everyone here right now. Should we do this in Spanish as well? Should I translate this into Spanish? Or is this good enough? Like, what do you think? Should I, when I'm done with the English version, should I then do it in Spanish? Or this covers it? ¿Alguien aquí que nomás habla español? O hay gente, todos aquí son bilingües. Bilingües. I'm gonna try to publish, bro. Hello, Miss B1279. How are you? Balenciaga, yes. Okay, see. All right. So when I get more, yeah, when I hopefully I can grow this. Look, I really want to grow YouTube because TikTok always bans me because they don't like what I say. I'm doing good, Miss B. So I want to really grow YouTube. That way, every time I get canceled here, I want to be right here, and hopefully I can grow this to a number to where we have a real following. I speak Spanish and English, and I always get more responses on English, which is shocking. I used to do mass in English and Spanish, and I used to get way more people showing up for the English one. Yeah, I appreciate it. I want to get more views. I want to get more followers. If this is for you, tell your friends. If you know friends that are curious or are devoted, and they don't got a place that really does spirituality like this is the place. Yeah, right now I'm live on TikTok and I'm live on YouTube. TikTok, YouTube. TikTok, YouTube. TikTok, YouTube. I'm on both right now. Awesome rain lobs. Thank you so much, Big T. So look, without further ado, I gotta go to sleep. I'm a fool, I know. TikTok, YouTube. So I'm gonna go to sleep. I gotta wake up early to make my kids breakfast. Um, Thank you for being here. I appreciate everybody so very, 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 very much. Follow me on YouTube, TikTok. If you have any questions or you want any readings, one-on-one readings, I do one-on-one readings and spiritual guidance. 310 913 3772. 310 913 3772. Good night, Grimmy Girl. Good night, it's your girl. Good night, Pollos Asados. I'll be waiting for you. It's your girl. Good night. Little Goofy, what's up? I'm going to sleep now, bro. I have to go just knock out. I got to wake up ready to make my kids breakfast. Have a good night, everybody. 310 913 3772. I do one-on-ones. I do spiritual readings. I do spiritual guidance. Anything with do with spirituality, I can help you out. Okay? Everyone have a beautiful night. If you guys, yeah, if you missed it, little Goofy, you can go to YouTube and catch it. All right? Pasica Medium, thank you for being here. Been a minute again. No te me pierdas. Don't get lost on me. All right. Everyone have a blessed night. May God always guide you and Santa Muerte always protect you. Hasta la próxima. All right. Love y'all. Should I stop this here?